Hello students, this session will discuss regarding the organization of the state legislature. Already we have discussed regarding the organization of the union legislature. Union legislature is also known as union parliament. It is functioning with the help of two houses, that is the Lok Sabha as well as the Rajya Sabha. Already we have discussed their nature, their function, then office bearers. Now we'll discuss because the Indian constitution has adopted the federal form of the government. In this context, the organization of the state legislature provides the awareness regarding passing of the bill in respect of state laws. So here, Part 6 and Chapter 3 of the Constitution contains provisions relating to organization of the state legislature from Article 168 to 212 deals with organization, composition, functions of state legislature. Then the Constitution of India provides for legislature in all states. All states are working with the help of two houses, that is the State Assembly and State Council. The state legislature consists of the organization of the state legislature consists of how, whereas in case of the organization of the union parliament consisting president, Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. In the same way, the organization of the state legislature consists of the governor, the legislative assembly and legislative council. So the state legislature is organized with the help of these three essential characteristic features. So here all the states have unicameralism except states like Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir who have adopted bicameralism. So here organization of the state legislature, it is having its unique characteristic features. It means that some states adopted working the legislature only with the help of one house, that is known as unicameralism. Some states adopted the working in case of passing of the bill with the help of the two houses, that is known as bicameralism. So here some states adopted unicameralism, some states adopted bicameralism. It is the discretionary power of every state to have one house or two house. In this context, with reference to state of Karnataka, the state legislative council in Karnataka, state legislature composed, that is the state legislative council and the legislative assembly is called as Vidhan Parishad. It is also known by Vidhan Parishad, Vidhan Sabha respectively. So how the lower house and upper house, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, in the same way here in the state council as well as the state assembly is also known by Vidhan Parishad as well as Vidhan Sabha. Under Article 169, the Parliament has the power to create legislative council in any state or for its abolition on the basis of the resolution passed by the legislative assembly of the state. So here the creation as well as the alteration or the abolition of the second house is in the hands of the union parliament, because union parliament is having more power comparing to the state legislature. In this regard, as per the requisition casted by the concerned state, the state will, as the union parliament will pass the bill in respect of the establishment of the second house or the abolition of the second house. If the house is not existed, it will issue the pass the bill regarding the establishment of the second house. If already it is working with the help of, it means here the state is working with the help of the two houses. In course of time, the state comes to the conclusion that it is not necessary, that is the second house is not necessary. Under such circumstances also, the union parliament must pass the bill in respect of creation of the new state also, abolition of already existed state also. That is the one of the unique characteristic feature of the union parliament. So regarding the creation as well as the alteration as well as the abolition of the second house. Then regarding the composition, so here Article 171 contains provisions relating to the composition of the Legislative Council. The Rajya Sabha is there in Union Parliament. In the same way, in state legislature, state council, that is the Legislative Council is the second house. The it consisting the members That is, it should not exceed one third of the total members in the legislative assembly. It should not have more than the members of the state legislative assembly, and the minimum shall not be less than 40, not more than members to the state assembly, not less than 40. The Legislative Council of Karnataka consists of 75 members. So it consisting 75 members. So according to Article 17 subclause 3, its members are elected and nominated as follows. So here, whereas in the same procedure has adopted in respect of functioning of the state legislative organization. So whereas in case of the Rajya Sabha, the indirect election is there. So state representatives are elected by the representatives, not by the people. That is known as the indirect election. So here also Article 171 subclause 3 laid down regarding the procedure relating to the nominating in respect of the members. So one third of the members are elected to state council. The nature of the election: one third of the members are elected by electorate consisting of the members of the local bodies in the state as specified by the parliament. As per the provisions laid down, according to that, the members are nominated to that house. Then, whereas in case of 1/12 of the members of the council are elected from graduate constituencies consisting of graduate who have completed 3 years after graduation. So here the representatives from the various constituencies will be nominated as a member of the state legislative council. No direct election. Then 1/12 are elected by teachers constituency. Then 1/3 members are elected by the MLAs of the state. Then 1/6 members of council are nominated by the governor. With this structure, the members are nominated to the state legislative council. Some members are nominated by the electorate consisting of the members of the local bodies. Then some members are elected on the basis of the graduate constituencies. Some members are nominated on the basis of the teachers constituency. Some members are nominated by MLAs from their own constituencies. Then 1/6 members are nominated by the governor. With this structure, it composed 75 members to run the organization of the state legislative council. Then once they are nominated, whether by way of by with the help of the graduate constituency or with the help of the teachers constituency or nominated by the governor, then they will remain in term. That is, Vidhana Parishad is the permanent house. That is, it is a permanent house. That is, the state council is also known as Vidhan Parishad. It is a permanent house. That means the term is not fixed. It is a permanent house and it cannot be dissolved. The question of dissolution will not applicable to the Vidhan Parishad, that is the state council. Then one third members retire every 2 years after completing their term of 6 years. So that means the term of the member 6 years. The term is fixed, but the house is permanent. Only the members will retire every 2 years. Whoever term got completed, term means is 6 years. Whoever term got completed, they have to vacate their post they have to vacate their seat. Then election will be conducted only towards the vacated seat, not for the entire house. On that concept, it is a permanent. The house will be working with the remaining members. Only for those vacated seats, a nomination will be taken into consideration or nominated. So with this structure, it is having its own organization, it is having its own composition. Then certain conditions are laid down in the form of qualification. First one, to become a member of the Vidhan Parishad or the state council, he must be a citizen of India. Then he must be completed the age of 30 years. Then he must have other qualification prescribed by the parliament, that is a union parliament. Whatever the conditions as or in the form of the qualification laid down by the parliament, the person must fulfill those conditions, then only is eligible to become a member of Rajya Sabha or here Vidhan Parishad or State Council. Then who will preside over the entire functions of the State Council or the or Vidhan Parishad? In this regard, the members of the Legislative Council elect their chairman and deputy chairman. They perform the duties as per the constitutional norms and rules. So here also the same procedure is there. Among the members, one member will be elected by the members of that house as a chairman and the deputy chairman. He perform the duties as per the constitutional rules and regulation. He presides over all the functions of the house. What are the functions the chairman and the deputy chairman are exercising to run the state, to run the functions of the house? First one, legislative functions, legislative powers, as second one, financial powers, administrative powers. So these are the three powers the Vidhan Parishad exercising in respect of passing of the legislation. So here then the Vidhan Parishad is having the power to introduce all the bill except the money bill. So here how the Rajya Sabha is having no power regarding the introduction of the money bill, in the same way the State Council or the Vidhan Parishad is not having the power to initiate the money bill. Other than the money bill, it can introduce on the floor of the house, get it done in the form of the any of the law except money law or financial bill. Then whereas in case of the financial bill, so the in case of the financial power, it does not exercise. That means the money bill cannot be introduced in legislative council. When money bill is received in the council, after it is passed by the legislative assembly, it gets only 14 days to time consider it. And also it is not obligatory on the part of the Vidhan Sabha to accept the suggestion or recommendation made by the Vidhan Parishad. So, if no decision is taken by the council within the 14 days, the bill shall be deemed to be accepted by it and sent to the governor for his assent. It is evident that the council has no control over the money bill. So, take for example, in any matter regarding the passing of the bill, so consent, the bill must be passed by the two houses in case of the ordinary bill. So, in case of the ordinary bill, either it has introduced in Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha or the Vidhan Parishad or the Vidhan Sabha. Suppose take for example, if the bill has been placed on the floor of the Vidhan Sabha, then the bill has to pass by all the stages. Then it will goes to the Vidhan Parishad. If the Vidhan Parishad reject the bill, again it will come where it has originated in a ordinary bill. But whereas in case of the money bill, if the bill has been passed by the Vidhan Sabha, then it will goes to the Vidhan Parishad. Vidhan Parishad is having no right to make any recommendation, having no right to make any alteration. It has to send the money bill as it is within the 14 days. Suppose the Vidhan Parishad has not sent the money bill within the 14 days, then Vidhan Parishad will think that as if it is passed by the Vidhan Sabha will think that as if it is passed by the Vidhan Parishad, then the money bill will be goes to the speaker, then the governor, then the same money bill will come in the form of the money bill or the money in respect of money matter. The bill is relating to the money matter, so the any of the in respect of the taxation, increasing the salary, reducing the salary, or the in respect of the budget expenditure, the money bill will come into operation. So for that purpose, the Vidhan Parishad is having no right to control over the financial bill. So no introduction of the bill on the floor of the Vidhan Parishad. Only the legislative assembly is having the power to originate the money bill. So that way here it is not exercising the financial function. Then apart from that, this Vidhan Parishad is also exercising the administrative functions. The state cabinet is responsible to Vidhan Sabha but not to Vidhan Parishad. So here all the executors are responsible to which house? All the state executors are responsible to Vidhan Sabha, not Vidhan Parishad, because Vidhan Sabha is also known as lower house of the state legislature. So there is a direct election is there. So the members are responsible to the house. So but all the members are not responsible to Vidhan Parishad. So even if the Parishad moves a motion of the confidence, it does not have any effect on the government. Since the Legislative Council has little control over the government, it controls the ministers through the questions, motions, and discussions only. So, whereas in case of the administrative functions also, the Vidhan Parishad is having the lesser power comparing to the state assembly or Vidhan Sabha. So this way here the state legislature is composed with the help of three characteristic feature: the governor, then the state council, then the state assembly. State council is also known as Vidhan Parishad. State assembly is also known as Vidhan Sabha. So how it is organized? With the help of indirect election is there. Term is 6 years. That house is permanent in nature. Every member will retire after the completion of the term, that is the 6 years. The election may taken place only towards the vacated post, not for the entire house. Then to become a member of the state legislative council, he must completed the age of 30 years. He must be a citizen of India. Then he must fulfill the conditions casted by the Union Parliament. Then the presiding officer, who all are presiding officer, how they are elected. The chairman and the deputy chairman will preside over all the functions of the state legislative council. Then among the members, one member will be elected by chairman and the deputy chairman. Then regarding the functions of the house, the house is exercising the power of the legislative power, that is the placing the bill on its floor, then get it done in the form of the laws. So that is the legislative power, law making power. So the house is exercising, initiating the bill, then get it done in the form of law. Then apart from, the house is having no control over placing the financial bill, then the house is also having the lesser power in case of controlling the government, because all the state executors are not responsible to state council, but all the executors are responsible to state assembly, that is the Vidhan Sabha. With this structure, the state legislative council is functioning in state. Then coming to the organization of the state assembly, again it is also known by another name, that is the Vidhan Sabha. Then the legislative assembly is called the Vidhan Sabha. Then it is also known as lower house of the state legislature. The members of the house are elected by way of directly by the voters on the basis of universal adult franchise right. So there is a direct election. Whoever has attained the age of 18 years, they are having the right to take part in the election. By casting the vote, they can select the members to the Lok Sabha, members to the lower house or Vidhan Sabha. Then here the number of the members legislative assembly, how many members it consists, that is the it more than 500, less than 60 members. With this structure it is functioning. As per the article 170 subclause A of the Indian Constitution as laid down regarding the procedure in respect of election. Then article 332 of the Indian Constitution provides certain provision for reservation of the seats for the SCs, STs in state legislative assembly. Some seats are reserved for the socially economically backward classes. Even they also require the representatives. So for that purpose, certain seats are kept towards those community members. They can also participate. Even the voters can elect their community members. They can send their representatives. With the help of the representative, they can get the law according to their own requirement. So that way here certain seats are reserved for those community members. Then the article 333 of the Constitution empowers the governor of a state to nominate one member of the Anglo-Indian community. Apart from that also, reservation of certain communities on the base of the financial, on the base of the backwardness. Apart from that, the governor is also having the power to nominate one member one member of the Anglo-Indian community to the state legislative assembly. This way here, the state legislative assembly is composed or incorporated the procedure in respect of the election by way of direct. The voters directly participate to elect their representative. Certain seats are kept for the community members, backward community members. Apart from the governor also nominate one person for one member from Anglo-Indian community. Then the qualification, he must be a citizen of India, he must be completed the age of 25 years, he must be fulfill the condition to as per the parliament has, as per the rules and regulations laid down by the parliament, the tenure, that is 5 years, the tenure of the Vidhan Sabha is 5 years. On the advice of the chief minister, the governor can dissolve the assembly. That means this house is not permanent, dissolution is there. Dissolution means ending the term. So the term is there, 5 years there. After that term, the house will come to an end. So again fresh election will be taken place to that house. Again the members will be elected by way of voters or direct election. But whereas in case of the during the national emergency, the term of the house may be extended 6 months at the time and not exceeding 1 hour. Though the term is fixed for 5 years, but during the emergency, or if the state has met any of the crisis, whether the financial emergency, whether any type of the emergency, national emergency, under such circumstances the term of the house extended up to 6 months, not exceeding 1 year. Then the business of the house cannot be conducted unless there is a requisite quorum of the 1/10 of the total members of the house must be present. So here that with the maximum members must be present, then only the house will start its proceedings. Without the quorum, without that much of the members, it will not function. That means 1/10 of the members must be present. They must cast the vote. Then only the house will start its proceedings. Then regarding the salaries and allowances, the state legislature shall entitle to receive such salaries and allowances as may from time determined by the legislature of the state by law. Then coming to the powers and functions, that is the legislative powers, financial power, administrative power, electoral powers. Then the dissolution of the assembly. Regarding the remaining content, we'll discuss in the next session.